So I think we should all sip some tea for this one.
Because I got time. Watch it, fam.
So, Monique, actress, comedian, legend, Oscar-winning actress Monique has asked for us to boycott Netflix.
She won an Oscar.
Yeah. She won an Oscar for Precious.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
was she the main character?
No, she's
Have you not seen Precious?
I watched Precious once, and I think I watched it on that pirate as well.
Same. It was quite a disturbing film.
Yeah. Mariah Carey was amazing in that movie, by the way.
Oh yeah, she was the
counselor.
Yeah. She looked different, boy.
Different,
completely different. But basically, Monique has gone and said that we should be boycotting Netflix because she's accusing them of gender bias and colour bias.
Right.
Basically saying that because she's a black woman, she's not making... Basically, Netflix offered her $500,000 for a special, for a Netflix special. And whereas they offered Amy Schumer, I think it was like 11 million, and then Chris Rock and Dave Chapelle, they offered 20 mil. Yeah. Amy Schumer then renegotiated and got 2 mil more because she said she shouldn't get what the legends are getting, i.e. Dave Chapelle and Chris Rock, but she should get more because she's a woman. Like don't underpay me. So she ended up getting 13 million. Monique was offered 500,000. Yeah. So she's asked everyone to boycott Netflix. So the first thing.
Why's your face like that?
Continue.
I'd say the first thing to do would probably be to watch the video, innit? So that at least you're aware of the situation.
Hey my loves, I am asking that you stand with me and boycott Netflix for gender bias.
She looks Nigerian, bro.
She does, innit?
Auntie Monique.
Auntie Monique, boy. Auntie Monique. Auntie Monique.
Let me watch this thing now.
I was offered a $500,000 deal last week to do a comedy special. However, Amy Schumer was offered $11 million, Chris Rock and Dave Chapelle $20 million. Then Amy Schumer went back and renegotiated $2 more million because she said I shouldn't get what the men are getting, they're legends, however I should get more, and Netflix agreed. When we asked Netflix to explain the difference, why the money was so different, they said, well, we believe that's what Monique will bring. We said, well, what about my resume? They said, we don't go off of resumes. Then we asked them, what was it about Amy Schumer? And they said, well, she sold out Madison Square Garden twice, and she had a big movie over the summer. Is that not Amy Schumer's resume? And then Netflix said, by the way, we believe Monique is a legend too. Why shouldn't I get what the legends are getting? Please stand with me in this boycott of Netflix. I love us for real.
Okay, Mo. So the first thing I'll say about that video, for me, is it's a bit of a reach for you to now come and say, boycott Netflix because they're not paying me what I should get paid.
Yeah, Netflix are big.
Netflix are huge. People ain't gonna stop watching their Pablo Escobar and their Get Down and all of these things just because you didn't get paid, right? That's the first thing. However, Apple looks displeased. I feel like you're itching to say something. Go ahead. How do you
Listen, honestly, do you know what? Before I start bashing Monique, because I will, I do agree. She is a legend. She is 100% a legend. Yeah, and I'm not very familiar with her content. Although obviously, when growing up, you hear a lot about African American television, and it was all part of our childhood. So, although I'm not completely familiar with her content, I do know that she was regarded as a very funny comedian and a well-respected one as well. So you have to give her just dues as a legend. However, we're in a time right now where it's about what are you doing for me now? Do you see what I'm saying? So before Dave Chapelle got his deal, he was touring. And then he got his deal. Yeah. Same with Chris Rock. He was touring. Then he got his deal.
So he was gaining traction. He
was gaining traction. Now I'm not gonna stand there and say that Monique wasn't touring because I don't know. I don't know if she wasn't touring. But for me, going off, being I'm not involved in pop culture, but I see what's going on in pop culture. Monique's not relevant like that. Do you see what I'm saying? She's not relevant. Now, this is not even me saying that she should only get 500,000. I don't know, but if you were to ask me, I'd say she should get a lot more than 500,000.
Yes.
But then also the question that people should also ask is, how long was the contract? How many specials?
It was 2 years.
It was 2 years. How many specials? How many specials?
So I've been following this story very closely, yeah. Because I find it just so funny.
How many specials? How many specials?
So it's one special, yeah.
One special.
But it's one special, but part of the contract was that she can't tell any jokes for 2 years. She can't do anything for 2 years.
That's probably what Amy Schumer has as well.
Well, but if you're getting paid 13 million, then you do that. Do you know what I mean?
But Amy Schumer did a world tour, bro. She did a world tour, sold out.
Yeah, which is dope, which is very dope. And it's not a dispute against that, but my thing is more like, look, Amy Schumer got offered 13 million, yeah? One of the things Monique was saying is that Amy Schumer did a film, I can't remember what the film was called, but she did a film. The budget for the film was 42 million and the film grossed 45 million, yeah?
Cool. Yep.
The last film that Monique did the budget was 17 million and the film grossed 42 million.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like what, 25 million dollars worth of profit, yeah? Exactly. So, and that was in 2016, that was the end of 2016, yeah? So because, what Monique's argument is the fact that because we haven't seen her for the past year, that so all of a sudden it means she's not relevant anymore. Now, the way I view this, yeah, I personally feel like we are definitely in an age of what did you do last year? Like what's the most recent thing you did? Because if you don't do anything recent, you're out of the mind of the public, especially now. However, I don't think that Monique, I kind of put her in the category of like D.L. Hewley, and Steve Harvey and that. Like I don't put Monique in the same category as Chris Rock or Dave Chapelle because it's a different audience. Firstly, like Monique's audience are more like older. They've grown with her. Like I grew up watching The Parkers, and Moesha, and obviously she was in that. She was very, very funny, but her audience is a lot more mature now. Her audience ain't really on Netflix like that.
But you could say the same.
Do you get what I mean? Her audience ain't on Netflix. That's why Netflix are now going, well, our audience, like, because Netflix have the stats and demographics of who have signed up to their thing, and they know it's a lot of young people. Dave Chapelle and Chris Rock appeal to a younger audience than Monique, and that's why.
I have to dispute that. I'm sorry. I have to dispute that because when I went to go and see Chris Rock here, yes, there were young people there, but there was also a mix of old people. We got to remember, Chris Rock has been doing this thing for like over 20 years. Do you know what I mean? So his audience would have grown with him. It's not as if that his jokes are catered towards children. They're not. I take Kevin Hart's jokes are more catered to children to young people than Chris Rock. Do you see what I'm saying?
Think of it this way, right? So like, say the common age or the average age of someone that signs up for Netflix is probably like around our age anyway, like our generation.
Yes.
Is that true? Do you think that's true? We can't know until we actually look up the stats, but I'm going to take a wild guess and think that is the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, people around our age, remember when we were in secondary school, we used to bang out Chris Rock.
Yeah.
We used to bang out Dave Chappelle videos. Mm-hmm. We used to bang out even
Russell Peters.
Chris Tucker, Russell Peters, people like that. I never ever went out of my way to watch a Monique video.
Never.
No. I only watched some the other day.
Or
I still haven't watched any, and I will never.
I probably won't. I'm gonna go home. I'm probably never going to watch anything. I just see her in movies and I think, yeah, she's funny, but I don't like. There's nothing that attracts me to her in terms of like funniness. I don't even know. Maybe I should try it, but I won't. I won't. But yeah, I think Netflix knows its audience and they know who's going to watch it. They know how many people have signed up for Netflix, how old they are, and how often they watch it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they know how often you go on Netflix. They know how often you watch stand-up shows.
I wouldn't even be surprised, like if there are any movies that Monique is in that is on Netflix, I'm sure that they would like try and find out all the movies that Monique is in, check the viewership, use that as
content on there.
use that
It would,
and
yeah,
exactly
that's
She's
what
only
I'm
got
saying,
content on
use
there.
that.
and use that as a means to measure how much
they're gonna pay her. Right.
Yeah.
So exactly. So she's already got a special up there, yeah. That she doesn't get the stats for because it was obviously whoever they sold the special to distributed it onto Netflix. So she that personally doesn't get the stats. So she couldn't now come in with bargaining power and go, well, 5 million people have watched it or 20 million people have watched it. So she can't do that. Now, one of the things with Monique, yeah, like I say, I only knew her from like her sitcom specials. So like, you know, The Parkers, Moesha, etc. And she was hilarious in that. But her jokes were very much skewed to bigger women. Like, if you watch all the ones that you can see on YouTube, it's all about, yeah, baby, we fat women and we can do what we need to do, baby. And it's all of that kind of thing, because she was a lot bigger then.
Yeah.
And I feel like as she developed in her career, she had a talk show on BET. So it was a lot more, you weren't really seeing comedian Monique anymore. You were seeing talk show host Monique. And then she did Precious. And obviously it's a successful film and something that she has in her resume, but it's not, the film itself is not
comical.
It's not comical.
Yeah.
Precious isn't comical. It's a serious movie about like violence in the household. So I don't think you can really say like that's the audience I'm going to bring in as a comedian, because people don't know. You didn't win the Oscar based on your comedy. You won it based on how well you performed in Precious.
Exactly.
Now, Ava DuVernay and Shonda Rhimes both just signed deals with Netflix, multi-million-dollar deals, and they are black women. So you can't now say
that
it's against black women because Shonda Rhimes is bringing in the numbers. She's got Scandal, she's got How to Get Away with Murder, she's got Grey's Anatomy, all these different things. She's got a proven track record of things that she's created off her own back, which is why now Netflix are now like, we'll pay you hundreds of millions or millions.
Did you watch the Breakfast Club interview? Because her husband tried to throw ageism in it as well.
Yeah,
and I was like,
he did.
They're looking for an excuse to justify why 500,000 is not a lot of money. Again, going back to it, I don't know if 500,000 is too low.
I think that's too high. I think it's way too low.
For her to not work for 2 years.
I wouldn't give her 500,000. I'd give her more than that.
Yeah.
But I don't know how Netflix are justifying that. But for them, they're just, for me, watching especially the Breakfast Club interview, if you haven't watched it, I reckon you should go and watch it. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but watch a bit of it, yeah. And for me, when I heard them say ageism, I said, I just said, nah, I'm not buying this anymore. I feel as if they're just trying to come up with a reason to justify their stance. Nobody is going to boycott Netflix. I will never boycott Netflix for money.
It was a reach.
Yeah.
Such a reach, man. Rubbish.
That's mad.